Greetings. You might have noticed you got 5 pyramids. I made a pyramid video beforehand. Watch that instead. It's linked on the spreadsheet, but I'll go over it one more time for all the new players here. So you get 5 of these pyramids. Normally you only get 1 or 2. 5 is a lot. You click it. You can reset any standard unit. This is why you pull 1 realm only. You get all their dupes back. So right now, I'm going to pick a unit I don't use. That is it's not really picker garbage. I don't use Uvosh. I don't use Liz. I don't use Tinkt. I don't use Pandia. The one with the most dupes gets sent into the thing. So you pick the units you don't use. This is why you play one realm. You click Genesis Return. And you get 3 dupes. Woo, or however many dupes they have. And you can assign those dupes to actual good units. This is why you never pull Ultra, etc, etc, etc. So you can just get the limited units. But what I am actually going to use this for is I'm going to rewind some of my wheels. Because you can also use it on wheels. So I'm going to rewind this, not because it's bad, because I can rebuild it. Because I'm a grandpa player. I'm very young, but I'm a grandfathered-in player. So I already have a Titan's Blade plus E2. It just doesn't count as a plus 12. Because, so I can just reset it. I can just fill up my Titan's Blade again. So that's the purpose of using this pyramid. Hopefully that explains it. Also, never use it on Special Awakeners. It's a scam. It only resets their mats. But I am going to use it on Horla. Like to reset. Boom. And Ultra. Nope, doesn't work. Doesn't work. I'm stuck with my E2 Horla. I'm stuck with my E2 Horla. That sucks. That sucks. I misclicked it so hard. I misclicked Horla so hard that I'm stuck with this fucking cancer-ass Horla the rest of my life. I regret it. I regret it. Don't be like me. Don't pull for E2 Horla. Don't accidentally click the red button when you're streaming. It is cancer. I hate her E2. It's fucking most garbage light in the game. And that concludes this video. It should be 3 minutes. It should be very easy. Again, it didn't work on the limited unit. I did this for you, the viewer. Never use it on a limited unit like I just did right there. You get fucked. You don't get any dupes. You don't need to reset their mats, which I have to rebuild that Horla up later. Maybe after this video is over. Greetings, this is on stream. I'm just going to talk briefly on these selector banners and what you should pick. I'm going to roll this too on stream so you can see my luck or lack of luck. So, this for new players. What should you pick? You should always pick units where you want the wheel and the unit. So, for this one, you would want to pick not Pollux. The wheel is not that important. The best unit to pick from the DPS one is either CAF or Vortex. However, CAF is rerunning soon, so there's no reason to pick CAF here. CAF has a rerun soon, so Vortex is who I would pick for this banner. Next, a Warden banner. Caster is due for a rerun very soon. So after the next rerun banner is where he should rerun. But that is 1.5 months from now. What I would recommend is Pontos. He just ran, so his banner won't come around again for a long, long time. So Pontos is who I would choose for this banner. But again, I already have the max, so I'm picking Corporal. So for this banner, who would I pick if I was a new player that I want the wheel and the unit that is not gonna rerun? So G Murphy is gonna rerun very soon in 2 weeks. So you wouldn't pick G Murphy here. So I would either pick the Zoo, the G-Doll, and that's it. Why not the Pikmin? Why not Well, if you haven't got Saya's wheel, you grab Saya. Why not this? Because you don't need Arachne's wheel. You don't need Pikmin's wheel. Even though they're good units, you don't need their wheels. When you pull on this banner, you have a chance to get the unit or their wheel. So if it's a unit with a wheel that's you don't want to pick that. So G-Doll is probably the best choice here because her wheel is very good and she's very good. So I'll pick G-Doll here because G Murphy's rerunning very soon. So if I were you, I'll pick this. But since, I already have it, I'm going to pick Zoo. So this banner, one Male Awakener. Again, Pontos, Caster is rerunning in a month and a half, most likely. If you cannot wait that long, you pick Caster. But I would pick Pikmin or Pontos here. Because you already picked one or the other on the previous banner. But I'm going to pick Pikmin here. So, Female Awakener. Again, G Murphy is going to rerun very soon. Cap is going to rerun really soon. She already re-ran. So, I would pick, if you don't have her for whatever reason, G-Doll or G-Loton. Because you can pick either or of them. I would personally pick G-Doll if I were that. So, I have all these units, so let's just pick Arachne here. And confirm. So that's how this banner works. You get a chance to get them or their wheel. So it has to be a unit that hasn't rerun that has rerun recently, that's not going to rerun again, and that you want their wheel as well for that banner. So let's talk about the rerun is you pull on G Murphy. I'll do a triple rerun rage video. Let's talk about the rest of the patch. Covenant Bonding. Just a quick glance over at Covenant Bonding. So this, I already Covenant Bonded her. So what it does is you have to pick a piece, and all it does is it buffs this stat by 50%. Generally, 90% of the player base will not interact with this yet. Because you have your plans. You can only make a few. I will interact with them. I have enough resources to make a bunch of covenants for individual units. For most players, you still are building your general use set. Now, for units like Calf that wants a very niche covenant, this is very good for them. Very, very good for units like Calf or Caribou, who wants the Ring of Chamber. So, that should be all. Yeah, and the whole Scintilla. Token of Concord. Very expensive. Very expensive. These are scams. These are scams, by the way. Scams for Godros, by the way. These are not scams. So, these are all the new stuff. I went over this in a previous video. So, you always max these out. Especially now. You always max those out. You always max the quills out. So, let's go over these Scintillas, which I already did. You basically use it on your favorite units and you get their card art. So, without further ado, let's pull on these. Because I think I have units I can still get from these. I think Warden is my best hit. Assault is my worst hit. Chorus is decent. I'm going to do Chorus. Let's see what I get. One miss. One miss. I'm happy with this. One miss. Warden. Let's go. I'm a skipper. I don't watch the animation. 0 misses. Nice. Assault. 0 misses. Oh, and never mind. 1 miss. 2 lose wheel. Okay. Very exciting. And while you guys are here, let's pull on Wheel Jail. I progressed pretty far. Let me finish E3 Magic Hat because it is Ultra Ring next week. It should be Ultra Ring. It's been a while since Ultra Ring. It's probably Ultra Ring. Ultra Ring is one of the easier rings because Ultra Rings is very strong for units like Cassia. So I'm going to pull this E3, so I'm going to use it on Cassia. Oh, yeah, this is just a brief view. I already have full videos on whatever information you need on the spreadsheet if you're a new player. And this is just the premium. These are always good value, by the way. Except for this is permanent, so you don't have to buy them immediately. You don't have to buy them immediately. You just buy them whenever you're getting. Remember, when you beat Chapter 6, it gives you a FOMO package. So if you don't have the money for it, don't beat it. Stall. I went over the pyramids previously, and I went over this. Anything else that's important I need to address? Not really. I already went over everything important. Yeah, video's over.